following up with the video that we've made in the past on Bitcoin ETH. So please feel free to look back in the playlist of the YouTube channel to find the last Bitcoin ETH video. If I can remember to link it, I'll link it. Before we get started, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, press the like button, leave a comment below if you have any questions or concerns. If you're interested in trading with me live or have any other questions you want to talk to me about after this video, feel free to join the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of the video below, alongside all other affiliate services that I use and recommend. So thank you guys so much for your love and support. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get it off. Here it is, Dixie on a daily time frame. We did get a little bit of a pushback here as we got into the resistance over here at 105. Let me turn on our drawings. This is what we were looking for, and let me turn on the bottom. Okay, and we got this little bit of 3 drives of bearish divergence, so we're getting a little bit of a pullback, but still above support. I do still think this is an inverse head and shoulder looking for continuation to the upside. So just be aware that as this goes to the upside, we will get downside on Bitcoin, ETH, etc., tech stocks. All of that is actually playing out right now. Nvidia is getting slapped. Tesla is not getting a slap yet, but will probably will if Dixie gets a pump above, let's say 106, and I'm gonna start an alert right now. So if that starts getting above 106, I should be looking for further downside on Bitcoin, ETH, Tesla, Nvidia, etc., etc., etc. So that's the first point I want to make as we go now into Bitcoin on a daily time frame. First thing I want to do is turn off all the drawings because I want you guys to see it naked. And if you saw the last video, you will understand what is going on as I start turning the drawings. So this is what we're looking at right now. We are in an uptrend. You got a place of resistance. You've tested the downtrend on support, back in the uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, but higher low. Okay. After all that, what I just went over, the main thing is we were making lower highs and lower lows. This was the pivot right here, and now we're making higher lows and higher highs. Even though that this little momentary potential break of structure has occurred, still making a higher low above the previous low. Now, let's turn on our drawings. This is what we were looking for in our last video. We were looking for a bull flag consolidation continuation, finding support above 64,000 and looking for upward continuation. If we lost this support over here at around 64,000, then of course what we would do is play out the bottom of the triangle consolidation. So even though this failed, it doesn't mean that this can't come in from over here in a higher low scenario. But the issue is that the bounce can be now a little bit short-lived. There you go. Meaning that it could be a dead cat bounce, like a bearish bounce. It comes up over here to maybe like 64 and then rolls on back over until it grinds out the bottom and looks for upside. Ascending channels are always red for me. Descending channels are green. So just be aware that I'm looking for a potential dead cat bounce here. It could come grind out support and then look for upside continuation from there. So that's something that you need to be aware of. Your resistance here at the 62K is already on the fib. It's when you start opening, closing above 62K that you can go test into the resistance over here at like 68, 69,000. So be aware of that. If we lose this 58,000, you know, more than likely we're going to go test into this low 50, and then if low 50 fails, 45. The low 50 is this previous little order block right over here, this cute little thing right there. So if that thing can't hold us up, which I'm not expecting it to do too much other than a wick, we should be prepared for a little bit further downside testing of support into this 45 to 42K area. I know you guys don't want to hear that kind of stuff, especially since everyone is on like all-time high mode and looking for upside continuation. This pullback was a little mean for the investors, the people who believe in crypto's use case long term. But the people who are trading were already watching these videos and fully aware of what the possibilities were. We played out every freaking scenario possibility on the TA, so it is what it is. I wasn't even. Oh, you know what? I did trade some Bitcoin. I did take a little bit long, right like the low 60s. I did take a long, even a little bit around 62. I had to manage it onto the low 60s. I DCA'd, I took some profit, and then I closed out my Bitcoin long in green, even though this is probably a good long-term scalp, because as I was trading Bitcoin, I was also trading ETH. Both of my trades were on cross leverage, so they were using my margin. And Bitcoin was moving over 1,000, and ETH was only moving like $20. So it was more work and more effort for me to scalp and trade Bitcoin with the margin requirements on 200x cross than it was Ethereum because of it staying in a $100 range. So I have closed out my Bitcoin trade. I am not going to mess with Bitcoin. I am a much better trader on ETH, and I will be using ETH to do my scalping moving forward in USDT, taking my gains in USDT and waiting for us to put in a real bottom, and then I will convert all my USDT into spot for the ride up. So technically, I would be looking to convert some of my USDT into spot right now on ETH if this was ETH's chart and if I was going to do it for the long run, because I am looking for this breakout into our resistance above. Okay, these levels are going to be tested eventually, and as this puts in its a double bottom, higher low bullish retest confirmation and goes to its uptrend, that's when we'll look for those higher levels. What Dixie is going to do at that time, I have no idea. Today at around 1 o'clock, we're about to do another $69 billion in treasury offerings. So let's see how that sale goes. If the sale is good, then obviously our U.S. Economy will be moving along, chugging, because we're basically just printing money. If someone's going to buy it, why would we not continue printing money? So as long as there's a buyer of our debt there, we're just going to continually increase that the debt and spending, unfortunately. And yeah, that's all I'm trying to say here on Bitcoin. As long as you're above 58,000 with open and closes, you're looking good for upside continuation. We do have monthly close around the corner, and you can see why weekly is giving you that pressure to the downside is because we're basically putting in that test. But the good thing is it's going to have bullish divergence if we close like this. If this is how we close this week, at the end of the week, we will be putting in bullish divergence. Next week, we should be looking for continuation up and out of here, something like this, because of this wick right here. So just be aware that yes, I am jockeying for my long. Did I get my long? Yeah, so I did get a little bit of a long on my ETH, and I still have my short from higher, and I'm going to ride that trade moving forward into uptrend continuation because it looks good to me. This looks like a positive test of support. Yeah, you could break down lower, but you guys are ready for the little $50,000 level. And yeah, that's all I have for Bitcoin. So let's go take a quick look at ETH. ETH doing very similar stuff, a little bit deeper of a grab of liquidity, but this still looks like an inverse head and shoulder. Here is what we were looking at last time. We were looking to see if this bull flag was going to hold, and we were looking for that upward continuation. Bull flag is getting a little bit deeper and grinding a little bit more into this 3350 area. But as long as you're above 3350, we're looking for us to go test back into 35. And once we get above 35, we can continue our upward continuation with the liquidity grab of the bull flag. This thing, you could just move it a little bit down into the golden pocket, like so. That way, if it wants to grab a little bit of liquidity underneath the golden pocket and not close and then just ride it back up, that would be the most ideal situation. Something of this something of this nature. That's if it even goes and grabs this liquidity into the low 3000s, low 32. If it doesn't go above under 32 to 3250, it's actually confirming upside rotation to the upside. Like today's daily close can start putting in that bullish engulfing for that pivot. So I'm already long on ETH. I have a short as a hedge. I'm Oh, okay, so the long's already printing. So I took a long from 33.60 and I'm short from 33.80, and I'm gonna basically manage this little consolidational level. If we get above 33.80, I'll let go of my short and let my long print until 35, and at 35 I'll retake a short because this thing already made its measured move. Looking for further downward liquidity grab is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for now a Wyckoff accumulation signals where it's looking for a rounding bottom and upward continuation for retesting where we originally broke down from into this area here. And once we actually do this rounding bottom and get above 35, you'll see us quickly do the impulse back out because it's trying to paint an inverse head and shoulder. Let's say that like over here, just slide all this shit to the right. That's all that's going on. It's basically doing the exact same thing that we were expecting. It's just a consolidational pattern is going a little wonky, probably due to like uh, a low volume scenario where we're just grinding. There's not anyone really selling. There's not anyone really buying. We're just going sideways here in this range because the bots are basically doing like spoof ordering. So basically, this is looking good for upward continuation. Yeah, weekly you can possibly go a little bit deeper, but I mean, this thing is looking like a cookie cutter inverse head and shoulder, in my opinion. And this weekly, if we close with the wick to the downside, it's very, very possible that we're going to put in our new local low around this 3200, and we're going to go for upward continuation from there into like much, much higher levels. And let me turn this on. So you can see this is like a major consolidation in a larger time frame. And if you go to the lower time frame, you can see we consolidated even on daily, did a nice little breakout. We're reconsolidating where we broke out of. As long as 3,000 holds, upward continuation seems the most logical with the path of least resistance looks like upside continuation as the stakers hold in ETH. So this is all predicated on Dixie behaving. If Dixie does a large move, you're going to get a large move. Today around 1 o'clock, you will see the bond hearing effect. And if everything goes good, we should continue up for the hopes of, us pre-pricing in the Fed cut coming in September. And if this Fed does cut in September, Dixie will take an effect, and I do think that a cut will go upside for assets. I don't think that it's going to create a sell-off. I think it's going to take one whole year for that real effect of the interest rate to hit the markets. And in the meantime, we should be going to a blow-off top situation as the cuts are coming in. This thing looks more and more like a bull flag. And look how much range you have in this consolidation. Look at this thing. This thing is almost like one line. So I am very excited to see this break out today, if it does. So I hope everything works out for you guys. Please trade carefully. You do have bullish divergence, triple drive too. So I hope everything works out. I hope you guys are trading carefully. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. I'll get back to you in the next video. Aside from that, if you want to trade with me or have any questions and you want to talk to me live after this video, feel free to join the Discord server. The link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that help this channel grow. So yeah, this nice little impulse has been officially tested. We've almost tested 80% of that entire, if not the whole candle. We did have a CME gap on the weekend on ETH, and it was, I mean, do we want to count this as a gap? think I think we should. I do think we should. That 3,500 retest where I said I was going to short again makes sense, that we fill this gap, and then if there is weakness, we can roll back over and look for some support before upside continuation. So just be aware that we did have a gap over the weekend, and I was scalping the long for that gap fill. Does Bitcoin have one? No, it's only ETH that has it. So that's another thing that, maybe it's not a big deal because it's only on ETH. But yeah, that 3,500 level is an area of interest. So 3,450 to 3,500, depending on your exchange, is an area of interest and potential area for me to reshort and take profit on my long scalp that I have running right now. Aside from that, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Trade safely. Hit me up if you have any questions or concerns. And yeah, talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.